Ricky Watters has already had 3 100-yard games this year. He's had 24 of them in his career, and their record, and his record, 22-2 on the team that he plays for when he rushes for 100 yards. He wants the ball.
Well, he's been with San Francisco. He's been with Philadelphia. He has a reputation of being selfish. Dennis Erickson says he just brings toughness to the team.
I don't think he's selfish. I think that's what he is. He wants to win.
2nd down and 8. Nice block by Fourier. That enables Watters to cut the corner, and he is close to a 1st down again as he's out near the 40-yard line, picking up 5. And again, Victor Green makes the stop from the secondary.
And the other thing that Ricky Watters does is he helps this young quarterback, Jon Kitna. This is only Kitna's 2nd start this year, 3rd start ever. And he has to have a good complement in the run game. His wide receivers are his key receivers, although he's laying the ball off as a secondary receiver. Back to Ricky Watters again.
Kitna, with his performance last week with a couple touchdown passes, was the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. He faces 3rd and 4th in the shotgun. Again, given great time to throw, and a wonderful knockdown by Aaron Glenn on a pass intended for Joey Galloway, and a late flag comes in at the 50. For a second there, it looked like it was clean, and a late flag came flying in.
Pass interference, defense number 31. That's an automatic 1st down.
All right, here's Aaron Glenn now covering Joey Galloway. That's the matchup we're going to see all day long. Here's the hole. See, he's got his hands on him, and the official up here makes the call. The official behind looked at it, was giving it the safe call. The official in front could see that hand action.
The Glenn Galloway matchup will be a beauty to watch all day long.
Aaron Glenn is looking forward to it, I can tell you that, talking to him.
And you can just see that the Jets don't get penalized often. 1st and 10 from the 48. Kitna across the middle, and a acrobatic catch is made by Mike Pritchard, his 37th reception of the season. He picks up 6 right there on 1st down.
He's a key 3rd down receiver for them. But I'll tell you, just watching on 1st, 2nd down, watching Jon Kitna right now, he's leaving himself twice, 3rd down and 3 or less. And both times, the Jets committed a foul and gave him the 1st down. But Jon Kitna's making something happen on 1st and 2nd down, so he's not leaving himself in that heavy pass rush on 3rd.
Approaching 3 minutes gone, scoreless 1st quarter. 2nd down 4, blocked by Ballard, offering the quarterback Kitna some time, and the pass caught by last year's starting tight end, Carlester Crumpler. Picks up 3 yards on the play, just his 6th reception of the season.
And you see the fake, this little bootleg, every team has this play. Right-handers do better going to their right. Jon Kitna throws a little bit behind, but he puts it right into the body.
You were watching Kitna in the pregame warm-ups, and you did not like what you saw.
You know, you watch quarterbacks warm up, and you try to get an indication on whether they're hot that day or not. Kitna was having all kinds of troubles. The ball was flying out of his hand, probably a little bit nervous, the adrenaline flowing. I can remember when I was coaching Boomer, there would be days I'd walk back in there just before the kickoff and say, the guy's dropped the ball and missed the ground. He's so far, he's off today. And Boomer go out there and light it up. Jon Kitna so far today is the exact opposite of his warm-up look.
What did you ever find when you started a young quarterback in his 2nd game as opposed to his 1st?
Tougher. Usually that's where more mistakes are made. He's known all week he's going to be the guy. The expectations are higher, a little more nervous.
Kitna's 3 of 3 so far. 3rd and 1, 7th play of the Seattle Dragons. Fumble on the play. It's down at the 42. Body language would tell you the Jets have gotten it. And they have received the ball on a fumble on the exchange from center Chris Gray to quarterback Jon Kitna. A tough turnover against Seattle.
Chris Gray replacing Kevin Glover at offensive center. It looked like a little bit early, pulling away for Jon Kitna.
The Jets will get it for the 1st time. Today will be one to watch. Martin with the blocking back and catching back Byers. Keyshawn Johnson and Crabette the wide receivers. And it's been a breakthrough season so far for tight end Kyle Brady.
18 receptions and 4 touchdowns already this year for Kyle Brady.
They've been a disappointment up until this year. 1st down to the 40-yard line of Seattle. Other play action going to Martin. Time for Vinny Testaverde. Then it collapses, and down he goes. Sacked by Philip Daniels, and a flag is down at the 36. Testaverde wasn't touched last week against Carolina. Not touched at all. Not sacked. Not even brushed against by the Carolina defense. And that's a penalty called on Seattle.
And here's the famous Thanksgiving Day toss of the coin.
Look at Bettis' reaction. Look at Bettis.
What did you hear, Kevin? Did you hear heads or tails?
I heard heads. But you know, KDKA, our affiliate in Pittsburgh, had amplified the noise 10 times, and they heard both calls made on the flip by the Steelers.
Well, I tell you what, I think I can hear 2 calls as well. And at the moment, you got to make the call if you're the official.
Penalty on Seattle gives a first down to the Jets at the 35. Testaverde throws, caught by Kravets. What a great grab and a thicket of Seattle defenders. He's to the 12. It's a gain of 23. And the eventual tackle is made by rookie Deshaun Miles.
Vinny Testaverde throws his pass as well as anybody ever has, not just doing it right now. And Wayne Kravets, better in the slot. When he gets inside, gets matched up more with safeties and linebackers. He's good at eluding them, and he is an excellent. Now, that time he didn't have to read the zone, but he is so good at reading the zone and sitting down in the open areas. On the other hand, Keyshawn Johnson, when he split out wide, is the in man in the line, the widest receiver. That's where he shines most.
This was all set up by a Seattle fumble. They have fumbled, by the way, on their first possession 3 consecutive weeks. Testaverde to the end zone. Kravets was there. He had a gap, and it's incomplete. A little high, maybe a little wide, but Kravets usually snares those kinds of passes. Incomplete, and another flag is down. Seattle's defense with Sinclair, number 2 in the NFL in sacks. Adams, Kennedy, the perennial Pro Bowler, and Philip Daniels. Linebackers today, a couple rookies starting. Simmons, their first-round pick. Miles, their fourth-round pick. And Chad Brown is outside. The great Chad Brown. He's had a wonderful November. Springs, Bellamy, Darrell Williams, and the former Steeler Willie Williams are in the secondary for the Seahawks. They come in with the number 25 defense in the NFL.
Illegal shift, offense, 2 men moving, failing to reset. That's a 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
And again, the Jets, the 3rd least penalized team in the NFL entering today.
Well, not today, though. They're just committing a lot. It's the 3rd one already today. We're early in the first quarter. They are throwing the football on offense. Vinny Testaverde putting the ball in the air. On that last play, Jay Bellamy, the safety for Seattle, slipped and fell down in the end zone. I'm wondering if those ripples that were repaired just before kickoff aren't still alive down there.
Good point from the 17. 1st and 15. A lead block from Kyle Brady, and the handoff goes to Martin, who is down near the 13-yard line. Picking up perhaps 3 in Cortez Kennedy makes the tackle.
You know, right before the game started, we got the word from Frank Ramos of the New York Jets that they were going to replace the end zone because the warm weather had created some wrinkles in the Jets end zone. They put the soccer end zone in there to try to pull it tight. You can see it right there. But there still could be some soft spots in there. Jay Bellamy may have slipped on one.
2nd down and 11 inside the 14. Testaverde dumps it in the flat. Caught by Curtis Moulton, gets by Chad Brown, and then gets him from behind. Brings him down at the 9. Gain of 4. Tackled by the aforementioned Brown, leading the team in tackles. He had 5 sacks in the month of November. Thus, the AFC Defensive Player of the Month. He's been magnificent.
Chad Brown is special. He does everything, as he was quick to point out to us, that he's in coverage. He puts his hand down, meaning he's in a 3-point stance, rushing the passer in nickel situations, 3rd down passing. He plays the traditional linebacker spot where he may or may not rush. But he's a unusual player. I call them special players because you don't find players that can do all those things and do them well very often in this league.
3rd down and 7, a scoreless first quarter. Good time again for Testaverde. Throws, caught by Kravets, leaping at the 5, shy of a first down. His progress probably takes him to the 3. And Kravets shy of the first down.
Watch Testaverde right here. Now he looks to the right. Now the ball's going to come back to the left. He finds Kravets at the last minute, but his initial read was to the right. But when you read the right side, you know what's happening on the left if you're a veteran.
Well, it's 4th down and about a yard. Parcells has decided to go. One note on Kravets, he had converted 11 consecutive 3rd down receptions to first downs until that right there.
He's a go-to guy. And now there's going to be a timeout for Seattle because they weren't ready with the change, the offensive change in personnel. You know, there's a rule. You have to give the defense time to match up. But when they switch like that late on a 4th down call, you never see the officials hold it up.
Seahawks burn a timeout here in the Meadowlands.
On CBS. He's sponsored by Cadillac and your local Cadillac dealers. 10 710-220. And by the United States Marine Corps, the change is forever.
Kevin Harlan, Sam White here from the Meadowlands. A perfect day for football. A turnover by Seattle set up this good-looking drive by the Jets. They face 4th and 1 at the Seahawk 3. Byers in motion. Couple tight ends. Testaverde looking for Byers. He's got it. Touchdown.
Beautiful ball handling by Vinny Testaverde, and he's going to stay in the pocket. He's got pressure coming from the backside. One man in the flat. Keith Byers in the corner of the end zone. Wide open for the touchdown. Everything hinges on how good that fake is, and they stole the Seahawks on a run.
No running back in the history of the NFL has caught more passes than Keith Byers. He lassos his 3rd touchdown reception. Sean Hall puts it through for the extra point, and the Jets cash in on a Seattle fumble. Testaverde with 2 big completions, including the pass to Byers.
Is as pure a passer. I had him 1 year in Tampa. I wish I could have had him longer. As pure a passer as there is in the National Football League. Beautiful throwing motion.
Kickoff again by Hall. He's got a cannon for a leg, and it goes deep at the goal line. Broussard, who has already returned a kickoff this year for a touchdown, and he's drilled at the 12-yard line. Leon Johnson, Corwin Brown, both combine along with Dwayne Gordon to wrap up the ever-dangerous Broussard. It's 7-0 the Jets on a Testaverde touchdown pass.
Went 80 yards. After that, only 1 yard the first half. They stood up to it 2 yards.
Kittner right to work on first down. Throws to Pritchard, chased by Smith, knocked out of bounds by Green, and a first down gallop. He's up to the 30-yard line. 16-yard gain on first down.
Right down the sideline there, watch Jon Kitna. This is a young quarterback. I'm going to keep reminding you of that because he's doing a lot of things that young quarterbacks normally don't do. Now, right along the sideline, this is where the officials watch. See the shove? Inbounds. It's a legal shove. You can scoot up that sideline and get a couple more yards. Jon Kitna, though, does not play like a quarterback that is in his 3rd start in the National Football League. He goes to alternate receivers, and he's throwing accurately so far this first quarter.
On the 31st and 10. Waters out of the backfield, but Kitna goes downfield. It ricochets off the palms of Pritchard, intercepted by Henderson. Still on his feet, gets a block. He's inside the 30. It's a second turnover for Seattle. It's a return of 22 yards. A flag has been thrown on the play.
Well, I tell you what, Kevin, I think...
And they fumbled it on the return, and it's loose at the 30-yard line. He was marking where the ball was down with the flag.
That's right. The Jets fumble the ball, and Seattle recovers. It'll be first down for Seattle.
Intercepted, return, fumble, Seattle recovers, 1st and 10.
This ball just ricochets. Now, Jon Kitna, when that juices are flowing, sometimes the ball flies. See how the height, anytime you throw in the middle and the ball is high, you get a chance for this kind of a return or interception. But Jerome Henderson, hold on to the ball. Ball is stripped loose. It's free again. First down, Seattle.
On the 30-yard line, and off to Waters. He dances by Pleasant. He's down near the 30-yard line and may have lost a half yard on the play. And then a little shove after the play into the face of Brian Cox. The emotional battle there between both Cox and Waters. 2 of the fiercest personalities on the field.
Well, Bill Parcells told us yesterday that Brian Cox is explosive. He stirs things up. That's exactly what he's doing right there. This is the first time, really, that the Jets on a running play have come up. Now, Brian Cox, a little something on the pile. Ricky Waters didn't take it.
They have loved Cox since he has been with the Jets. It's 2nd down and 10. Kitna's got a receiver. Galloway may be gone with the Pro Bowler Glenn on his back. Touchdown, Seattle. 70 yards. A stunning play.
Joey Galloway, probably the fastest guy on the field. It's a step and go. He's just going to run and go. There's an all-out blitz by the Jets. It's one-on-one on the outside. We asked Joey Galloway last night if he was the fastest guy on the field. He kind of laughed at me. He said, "You mean in the National Football League or just on my team?" I was trying to get him to say, "Hey, you ever have any challenge races?" He's the fastest guy on this field.
And to think what just 5 minutes ago spelled doom with the supposed Henderson interception deep in Seattle territory. He fumbles it away, and a couple of plays later, Seattle is right back. There's the extra point by Peterson. An unbelievable turn of events in the Meadowlands. Galloway, 70-yard touchdown reception. We are tied at 7. Galloway may be the fastest player in the National Football League, and that time he had caught a 70-yard touchdown pass from Jon Kitna.
That answers the question about how Kitna will respond to the touchdown. And as you mentioned, a big turn of events with the interception. The Jets could have marched right on down as easily as they did the first time and gone up 14-0. Instead, tied at 7.
So on the longest pass play allowed by the Jets this year, let's see how they respond. Here comes Aaron Glenn from near the goal line, and he takes it up near the 22-yard line.
Joey Galloway, now he just is straight outrunning Aaron Glenn. Put that ball away, Joey. That's one coaching point I'd make, because Aaron Glenn, if he could get close enough to you, would try to strip it loose from you. 70 yards, that's the longest touchdown catch of his career after 59 ball games. Look how close Joey Galloway and Steve Largent are in statistics. Can politics be far away for Joey Galloway?
Galloway catches his 7th touchdown of the year. Had one last week against Tennessee, so 2 in 2 games. We thought this might be a breakthrough year. We saw him earlier in the season against Pittsburgh, where he had 7 catches that day in that September game at Three Rivers. From the 22, the Jets, 1st and 10. Testaverde hands off to Curtis Martin. Up the middle he goes before Chad Brown brings him down after a gain of 7. Let's go to Jim Nance at our CBS studios in New York.
All right, Kevin. Peyton Manning has now thrown for more yards in a rookie season than any other quarterback, and twice today he's thrown touchdown passes. This one to Torrance Small, and look at it. The Colts are up 14-0 down in Atlanta. Let's head back to Kevin and Sam.
The Colts have never lost against the Falcons. 10-0 coming into today.
Yeah, they never played Peyton Manning either.
That's exactly right. Didn't point, Jim. Thank you. 2nd down, 3. Martin again. Whacked on the play by rookie Deshaun Miles. And perhaps 2.
You know, Kevin, the turnaround right there, the fact that the Seattle Seahawks got back in this ball game, now that defense has the extra inspiration. This is a good defensive football team. Chad Brown and Sinclair are two of the finest defensive players on one ball club as there is in the league. Chad Brown playing everything, as we mentioned. He's playing with 2 rookie linebackers in that lineup today, with Deshaun Miles and Anthony Simmons replacing injuries.
3rd down, long one. Brady on the move outside the 30-yard line. Pitch out goes to Martin. He got a quick block in the backfield from Brady, but will be shy of the 1st down. Maybe got to the 31-yard line. And there, Willie Williams from the corner.
3rd down conversions are so important in this league. That's how you keep drives going. Unless, of course, you're throwing the ball like Vinny Testaverde is throwing the football. You never get to 3rd down. At least you don't get there very often. Chad Brown told us yesterday that this offense is a circular offense with Curtis Martin, a threat, a run pass, and then, of course, the straight drop back. They just kind of whine and chase their tail. They keep doing one after the other. Each sets up the other kind of throw.
Testaverde may not get the 3rd down often, but when he does get the 3rd down, he is the #1 rated quarterback in the NFL on that particular down. And probably because of his wide receivers.
Well, he's got, in Corbett and Keyshawn Johnson, he's got clutch receivers, but he's also got that pure passing motion that can get the ball in tight spots. 3rd down, everything kind of tightens up. He's got a rifle arm.
John Kidd is the 3rd punter that the Jets have used this year. He replaces Brian Hansen, who replaced Nick Gallery after the 1st week. And there's Joey Galloway back, and he is probably more dangerous as a punt return guy. 2 touchdowns he has returned this year against Oakland and San Diego on punts. John Kidd, who has spent 15 years in the NFL, gets his wobbly, and this will be fair caught back at the 32-yard line by Galloway. 37-yard punt by Kidd. Well, Jon Kitna has got that look about him, and he got most of his experience at the professional level overseas in the World League for Barcelona.
The Barcelona Dragons. Here's one of those touchdown passes over in the World League or the NFL in Europe. A lot of good football players are trained over there. The NFL teams like to send
Good block put on Ferguson by Chris Gray, the center, and Waters gets a gain of about 7 yards, and he's outside the 40-yard line as you see the Patriots and the Steelers in balmy Pittsburgh today where it's over 70 degrees. And other scores.
Doug Flutie looking like he's having another good day. That's why he talked about Patriots.
Second down, 3, quick count. They get a first down here. And with Waters, it's up to the 44-yard line and a gain of a couple.
Let me tell you, Bill Parcells understands that that coach right there has not thrown the towel in. He's getting a little criticism back in Seattle because they had such high expectations. But Bill Parcells knew that the Seattle Seahawks were a good enough football team to come in here and give them everything they wanted at home. He told us yesterday, if we don't win this ball game, he wasn't really sure how this team was going to do against the 3 remaining teams, all division teams, all good ones.
Well, Seahawks, a dome football team, late in the season, an inexperienced quarterback, and had the weather been cold today, and they do get the first down on the run by Waters. Had the weather been cold today, and it's about 65 degrees, so that's not a factor, this would have been even more difficult for Seattle, but for whatever reason, dome teams outside in cold weather just don't fare that well.
Well, even just on the road, you know, and I'm amazed by that. It's all psychological because the field is the same dimensions. The referees call them the same way. You got 11 on each side. The only difference, of course, is the crowd noise, and you can block that out. It's all psychological when you go on the road.
Outside the 43, it is a first down. Kitna winds up again, looking for Galloway. He's beaten Glenn again, and there he goes! Can you believe it? 57 yards on this touchdown pass.
John Kitna and Joey Galloway have quieted this crowd down. Kitna making the long run down to celebrate. Just 101 again, almost an instant replay. A little jostling going on right there. In fact, Aaron Glenn wanted to know if he was interfered with, trying to keep up with Joey Galloway. But in a foot race, as fast as Aaron Glenn is, he's not as fast as Joey Galloway. And if they leave one-on-one situations out there, you're going to see John Kitna going to him again this afternoon.
And that's a Pro Bowler he's beating too, Glenn.
2 good football players, but one's just a step faster than the other one, and the ball is being thrown out in front.
Peterson with the extra point. We've had 3 touchdown passes in this game. Testaverde gave the Jets an early 7-0 lead, but 2 long ones by Kitna.
Billy Williams, here comes McKnight, and they just all over each other.
And they need McKnight. He has been great. And they need Williams. He's a starting corner. Well, tonight on CBS, critics are calling The Christmas Wish a contemporary twist on It's a Wonderful Life. Debbie Reynolds and Neil Patrick Harris star in the CBS Sunday night movie, The Christmas Wish. It's all tonight, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, here on CBS.
'Tis the season, Kevin.
It is.
Those are fun movies.
Great time of year. Great time, too, if you're an NFL fan, with the playoff picture coming into form and focus from the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Hand off to Curtis Martin, who's put together 3 consecutive 100-yard games. And he's brought down right there by Anthony Simmons, their first-round pick out of Clemson. Linebacker starting today. They have all kinds of injuries, and that linebacking core does Seattle.
2 young linebackers. You know, when you've got 2 rookies in there, all the calls that have to be made, there's 2 chances for mistakes to be made. These guys have played. It's not like they haven't been in ball games, but starting together in a pressure game like this against a quality football team, quality offensive football team with all the weapons the New York Jets present.
Second down 9, shy of the 32. A pulling block by Dwyer, trying to try open some room for Martin. Not much over there. Seattle's defense is enthused. Deshaun Miles and Philip Daniels combine on the stop. It's a meager gain of 2.
Vinny Testaverde ranked right behind Randall Cunningham with a 104. Now let me just tell you, anytime you're up around 100, you've got a chance to lead the league year in and year out in the rankings.
Last week, his rating for the single game, 16-21 with a couple touchdowns, was 147. The highest possible rating you can have is 158.7. 3rd down and 7 from the 33. Testaverde flushed from the pocket, chased by Adams, dumps it off to Byers, and he lunges at the last second and may have picked up the first down. It's a gain of 8. He's to the 41-yard line, and I think he's got it by about the length of the football.
Bill Parcells told us yesterday when Vinny first came here, he sat him down, he said, look, here are the things that I see in studying you. You force the ball too much and you make mistakes when you're on the move. Your judgment is sometimes you snap throw. In training camp, I want you to work on going to alternate receivers, throw that ball to somebody else, don't force it, and work on your throws on the move. That's the product of a lot of hard work in training camp.
New York area native, grew up in Elmont, New York. De Testaverde, his family and friends are still there. From the 41, it is a first down. Play action to Martin again. Little decoy. Here comes Adams, and the pass thrown up the middle and incomplete. Man, when you see Sam Adams at 320 pounds barreling down on your brother, you get rid of the football, and that's exactly what Vinny did.
Well, I tell you what, Sam Adams is, look at him. I'm not sure if this is an example of you can eat yourself right out of the league if you're not careful.
Things in when he goes in for the weighing.
He can do more than just rush, though. Watch that. He blocks the ball, intercepts it, and then watch this run. Put him in there on the goal line. Oh, yeah. Do a little dance at the end, too.
If he gets on a talking scale, it says, come back when you're alone.
He is a good athlete.
Second down and 10. Martin again, and the rookie Miles, and a flag is thrown. Deshaun Miles makes the tackle. No gain on the play. In fact, the loss of perhaps a yard.
Now, that's 3 times that they've given the ball to Martin without much gain, but they're setting up other things. Those aren't throwaway plays.
Yeah, one play usually sets up the next, and in fact, 2-3 down the road.
That's what Chad Brown was talking about in this circular offense. The running play sets up the play action. As soon as you start playing those, they drop back and throw the ball deep on you.
Holding offense number 76, 10 yards. It remains second down.
That is the 4th penalty. That one's on Jumbo Elliott. That is the 4th penalty on the Jets, and again, the 3rd least penalized coming into today.
They're going to get a lecture. I'm telling you, they keep this up. They're going to get a lecture from that man right there.
And it's not going to be fun to listen.
No, I tell you what, when I see Bill Parcells, his head goes down like that a little bit, he's thinking. He's not down. The wheels are turning. He's thinking about what he's going to say to a player coming off the field. He's thinking about the next call, anticipating everything that's going to happen. See that head? That's the thought process in work.
An electrifying first quarter 70-yard and 57-yard touchdown passes to Joey Galloway. It's 14-7 Seattle. It's Kevin Harlan. Yeah, the secondary's got a lot to talk about. They've been burned twice for long touchdowns. We begin the second quarter with the Jets facing second down and 20 on the 31-yard line. Corbett is on the move. Testaverde setting up the screen. It's off to Corbett, blocked by Mawai, and Corbett can get only as far as the 32. Means they got a bunch to go.
Jets trying to empty that backfield, fake the screen to the left. Now watch, he's going to fake the screen going this way. There's the pump, the reverse pivot back to Wayne Corbett, a wide receiver. Most screens go to running backs. Here's the key to all of this, though, all the way downfield that time. The center, Kevin Maui, right down there blocking. When you can get your offensive linemen to hustle downfield on a warm afternoon, that's when you're going to win football.
There's Mawai, who wanted to resign with Seattle, but he was kind of amused at their offer. 3rd and 18, flags are down, they blow it dead. Seattle, in the view of Mawai, didn't cough up enough money, but the Jets did, and he may be, in fact, he is the highest paid center in the NFL, and he probably is one of the top 2 or 3 in the league right now. Dermontti Dawson probably would be in that category, the Steeler All-Pro center.
Kevin's having a Pro Bowl year, though. He's playing well. Both their tackles are playing well.
Which is the strength? The tackles and the center, truly the strength of that line.
This one's going to go against Seattle. If it's holding, it's a first down.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense number 98. 5-yard penalty. It remains third down.
They just jumped because they anticipated the pass. It's a perfect time for a quarterback to use that hard count. Go on 3 and on 2, you go hut, hut. You throw that up an octave. The voice pulls the defense because they know it's a pass. It's the second to third down and long. They're just trying to get the jump on the pass rush.
With the penalty, third down, 13 from the 38. They may have been off again. Brown again is flagged, and again they blow it dead.
Well, when they stop it like that without contact, usually it goes against the offense. Let's see what they rule.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 19. 5 yards, it remains third down.
Keyshawn Johnson, that is the 5th Jets penalty today.
And Keyshawn did this last week in the ball game. And he's lined up as a wide receiver. You're supposed to, as a wide receiver, look down. Don't listen for the snap count. You can glance down and see the ball move, and you go on it. Wide receivers should not make that mistake. That's easy to say. You shouldn't do something wrong, right? That's a great coaching point. But it is the job of the receiver to look down and watch the ball move. He's not supposed to listen to the snap count. Number one, many times you can't hear. You're far away.
Concentration, though, too.
Concentration, but this team doesn't make many mistakes. This is uncharacteristic today.
3rd and 18. Testaverde outside again. It goes to Keith Byers, who loses the ball. They mark him down at the 37-yard line, although the ball was coughed up. It's marked down. Willie Williams was there with the tackle. They've gone to Byers a lot today.
They have. Vinny looked like got a finger maybe in the eye. Look, he's going to take a knee. Now watch here. It's full drop. He goes to lay the ball to the right side. Just as he lets the ball go, here comes the rush. Hands inadvertently. Looked like it was Sam Adams. Those face masks, there are no shields now. Those are just bars. They usually have the double bar. Vinny wears the double bar, double across and double up and down. But there obviously is nothing to impair the vision as you look downfield, therefore nothing to stop a finger from coming in there.
And you've got to have special clearance through the NFL office to have the shield as you take a look at Glenn Foley. And of course it was Foley's faltering in St. Louis when they lost to the Rams on the road 30-10, which led to Testaverde coming back in and reclaiming a position on the quarterback position. And then from that point on, he has started every game. He's gone 8-1 as a starter. You can see he is still shaking off the effects of the Sam Adams finger in his eye.
Well, the only way they'll take him out is if his peripheral vision is destroyed or if his depth perception is destroyed. If he's got a sore eye, he'll play.
Great kick. And a flag is down back at the 27-yard line. John Kidd was whacked. It's a 49-yard punt. Robert Wilson came tumbling into Kidd, and it's going to be against Seattle.
And let's see if it's enough or a first down or if it's just running into the kicker or roughing the kicker. Have to wait on the call. Ball is clean away. If you touch that ball, you can hit the kicker, but if you don't touch it, nobody touched it.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, number 83 defense, 15 yards, automatic, first down.
See, there are two calls there. Running into the kicker, not as serious a penalty, not an automatic first down, and roughing the kicker, which is an automatic first down. And these are the kind of things when you're a team that has to win a ball game on the road, you can't afford. You stopped them, you've held them, you've made them punt, and then you give them the ball back.
And that is a good sign if you're a Jets fan. Testaverde is back in the game.
I didn't think that he would be out very long. This is a tougher football player than, frankly, his reputation has given him over the years.
So the drive continues. This will be the 7th play of the drive. Jets have it at the Seahawk 48, trailing by 7. Play action by Testaverde. Swings it outside. Pass caught by Keyshawn Johnson, who loses a helmet in the process. Whacked so hard by Chad Brown that he lost his hat. And when you lose your hat, you're in trouble.
Lots of
9 on the play.
It's just a hitch pattern. Bang. That's actually Sean Springs that gives him the first hit, and then Chad Brown right there with him holds onto the football. That's the more precious thing. He used to tell him that's just like your little baby right there. Do not drop that football, no matter how many other parts of your body come flying loose.
He yanked his apron.
That's what they did.
2nd down and 2, just inside the 40-yard line. Byers is on the move. Hand off to Martin. Brady was in there with the block. So is O'Dwyer, and he'll be again close to a first down. Coming on the mark, we are early in the 2nd quarter with Sam White, Kevin Harlan. A spectacular day for football here in the Meadowlands. The first place Jets and playoff hopeful Seattle.
Good time for Curtis Martin to get the ball. 2nd down and about 2. Good solid yardage. Most of the time he gets the ball, but you know that you're going to get close to that first down, leave yourself very little if you don't get the first down right then. I think they got it. What do you think?
I think they've got it too. The one thing about the Jets is they truly have a plan. There was a great story in the New York Post earlier this week by Steve Serby detailing the free agent acquisitions that Bill Parcells, the general manager, has made for the Bill Parcells coaching position. And one of the great pickups, of course, not only Testaverde, but also Curtis Martin. They gave a 3rd-round pick. They paid him $36 million, but he gives him a running play.
I tell you, league-wide, though, teams turn over between 1/4 and 1/3 of their team every year. So every team is always looking for new talent.
First down. Look at the time for Testaverde across the middle. He throws to the aforementioned Johnson Martin, who makes his 34th reception of the season. It's a gain of 3 on first down. And coming up on the NASDAQ Amex halftime report, Jim Nance, Marcus Allen, Brent Jones, and Michael Lombardi will have all the scores and highlights. Plus a preview of the Denver Bronco Kansas City Chief game with Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms, all coming up on the NASDAQ Amex halftime report. That should be a dandy at Mile High, in particular, considering what happened on that Monday night game in Kansas City a couple weeks ago.
Well, the pressure mounts every week that they stay undefeated. I think they're going to do it.
Second down, 6. Testaverde spinning in the backfield, buying time, and throws it away. Brady was covered, Martin was covered, and he had Michael Sinclair breathing down his back.
It's tough to pump, pull that ball back, throw it away. That's a veteran quarterback at work. In the AFC East, the New York Jets, everything's in their hands. They play 3 division opponents after this ball game. And, of course, they tied with Miami going into this game today. Buffalo and Cincinnati. Vinny Testaverde, I mentioned it just a moment ago, they emptied the backfield this time. This one looks like a pass or a quarterback draw. But when you go to pump in this coverage and you pull it back, tough to do as a quarterback.
So he's deployed 5 receivers. It goes to Leon Johnson, who breaks a tackle. He goes one-on-one with Bellamy and Williams, and he is knocked out of bounds at the 3. It's a gain of 30. Everyone worried about Johnson and Crabett and Brady and Martin, but they forgot about reserve running back Leon Johnson.
And Kerry Joseph, a safety, has to go out and cover Leon Johnson out wide. Leon Johnson is split out like a wide receiver is normally split out. It destroys your coverages if you go man-to-man. If you go in zone, everybody just covers their zone. But Seattle was in a man-to-man coverage, therefore they had to take a safety one-on-one. And Leon Johnson, once he catches the ball, is as good as a receiver after the catch.
He may be the most versatile player on the team.
Well, he's the return guy for him as well as a running back and a wide receiver in that case.
From the 3, it's first down and 10. Fake handoff, rolling is Testaverde from the goal line, and it's into the end zone and high. Incomplete on the first and goal pass over the head of Kyle Brady, the tight end.
That time, Vinny Testaverde just wanted to roll to the right, very reminiscent of the catch. San Francisco against Dallas back in 1981. Watch him. He's going to go to the right, and he's going to keep the ball alive as long as he can. See him just looking. The last minute, throw it high and away. If it's incomplete, or if it's over the receiver's head, Brady that time, it's incomplete. There's no chance of an interception.
Second down goal from the 3 and the 12th play of the drive. Remember, kept alive by a Seattle penalty on the punt by the Jets. To the end zone for Johnson. The catch is made, but out of bounds, incomplete. He leapt high. He was battling Willie Williams, but he could not get both feet in bounds. Incomplete pass.
That's just the kind of throw to Keyshawn Johnson. He had a little bit of a hamstring. See, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. No question about it. Here he goes up. 1 foot's in, 1 foot out. Good call by the officials. And you had 2 officials looking down the line. Both of them looked at each other and said, I agree with what you're about to do, and that is wave this one off. Nice throw. But he did not miss a day of practice. Bill Parcells is one of the toughest guys that he's coached. Got a little bit of a hamstring. He was out there working early for this game.
Ray Lucas is in as the quarterback, the shotgun formation. Lucas with the sprint, Mawaya block, Fabinho block, and Lucas is down to about the 2. Michael Sinclair made the tackle. So it's 4th and goal, and Parcells with a little bit of change-up in his delivery. Can't get it in with Lucas running the option.
Now Lucas is a wide receiver running back. This is a run all the way. See him put the ball under his arm from the very beginning. Had blockers out in front. Vinny Testaverde's a wide receiver out blocking the wide receiver. I'm happy for you, Vinny. That's Fred Thomas, and he's occupying him anyway.
Yes. So a field goal try from John Hall, who is tied for the most misses of any field goal kicker in the NFL. The hold by Kidd, it's up and in. But I mentioned Kidd holding because since Kidd has jumped on board, Hall has gone 11 of 13 in field goals. The Jets come closer to Seattle. 2 long touchdown passes by John Kitna, a short touchdown pass by Testaverde, and a 20-yard field goal moments ago. But a real victory for the Seattle defense as Parcells and the Jets had it first and goal at the 3.
With just one more ingredient in the way the Seahawks are playing. They're putting it all together. The defense holding them to 3 points, keeping the lead, for Jon Kitna, who has responded every time the Jets have scored. Jon Kitna's come back, and he's hit Joey Galloway for touchdowns.
Here's Hall with the boot in the end zone. Broussard will bring it out 3 yards deep, a block by Joseph, and Broussard is up to the 26-yard line. He is the 4th rated NFL kickoff return man. Tackle made by Hayes. Timeout in New York, 14-10.
CBS is sponsored by Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford, Tom. The NASDAQ MX Market Group, the market of markets. And by Citizen. Today more than ever, Citizen is how the world tells time.
Giants Stadium, the Meadowlands, 14-10. Seattle on 2 long touchdown passes, one of 70 yards, one of 57 yards, both to Joey Galloway. On the 26-yard line, here comes Jon Kitna. First down and 10. Ricky Watters with a big hole and a chugging run up to the 37-yard line. Tackled by Jerome Henderson, a gain of 12 on first down by Watters.
Good, solid first down run. Both these teams have good first down running games. Ricky Watters is one of those guys that give me the ball kind of guys, like Keyshawn Johnson is for the Jets. But as you can see, the offensive line, a solid offensive line for the Seattle Seahawks, gives him those first 3 or 4 yards.
First and 10, play action, going deep. Kitna again, Galloway. Glenn working on it, and it's intercepted by Glenn. Finally, he gets revenge after getting torched twice. It's the 3rd turnover for Seattle. And at the 6-yard line, they'll take over as Glenn gets a career-high 6th interception.
And he's going to go to the post. Joey Galloway saying, throw it out in front, and he doesn't quite get it enough.
Glenn is injured. Injury timeout. Looks like the Jets have just lost their Pro Bowl cornerback, Aaron Glenn.
The healthiest team in the NFL coming into this game, had no one on the injury report list. Now watch Aaron Glenn going up. Now watch his right foot just as he comes down. There's the leap with the left. Watch his right foot come down. Left foot, excuse me, right there. I'm sorry, here it is right here. That's his right foot. Almost the opposite of a hyperextension that time. His foot just came down full weight coming on it. Ray Mickens will replace him. Otis Smith on the other side. Normally they kind of give Otis Smith a little bit of help and leave Aaron Glenn one-on-one. Well, Aaron Glenn's been beaten twice already today, and now his backup is in, Ray Mickens.
Remember, it was about this time last year they lost both Elliott and the now retired David Williams to injuries. On first down with their worst beginning field position, it's a pass outside, lassoed by Keyshawn Johnson. Gain of 7 on first down, a low pass, but he kept it away from the secondary coverage.
Well, they're just working a little bit. This is Sean Springs, who's having a Pro Bowl year himself, but everything is happening underneath him. You see they're afraid of the speed and the deep throws with Keyshawn Johnson. You don't want to get into a jump ball with Keyshawn because he usually comes out the winner.
Johnson coming into today had put together the best 3-game span in his career. He's been playing magnificent football. Second down and 4. Jets from the 14.
Lots of formations for the Jets.
And the handoff to Martin. Not much up the middle with the gain of about a yard. Trying to carve it out against that big, strong tackle tandem for Seattle. 8 carries, 20 yards today for Martin. Let's take a look at the CBS Sportsline question of the week. Who is the most feared pass rusher in the game today? Kevin Green, Bruce Smith, or Reggie White?
Well, the previous 2 weeks, I have hit it on the money. I'm going to go right there myself. This is just Sam White voting with Reggie White. Although I will take any of those guys if I'm coaching. I want them all on my side.
Third down and 3. Play action again by Testaverde with all kinds of time. Dumps it off underneath, caught by Curtis Martin, who does get the first down. Lunging to the 23-yard line on a gain of 8. On the tackle made by Simmons. By the way, if you want to participate in the CBS Sportsline question of the week, log on to vote at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online at keyword CBS Sportsline.
Here's a case of Vinny Testaverde doing what Bill Parcells asked him to do, and that is lay the ball off short. Don't force it down the field if you don't have something down there. Vinny is really going through his progressions. The number 1 guy is not there. Look for number 2 and then number 3.
And the former Heisman Trophy winner at Miami with the first and 10 to the 23 underneath again to Quebec, who is drilled by Willie Williams. What a whack. And a gain on the play of perhaps 2 yards. Williams, a hard-hitting corner. Comes from the Pittsburgh Steelers as he unleashes here on Kravette. Give a listen. You can feel that one up here.
Just a quick throw to Wayne Kravette. But Vinny Testaverde's doing what was asked of him. He's completed 8 passes to his running back so far, and then the quick throws outside, that time to Wayne Kravette.
Second down 8 from the 25-yard line for Testaverde. Throws into the leap of Cortez Kennedy. It's incomplete. He had Kravette on the numbers, and he had Dedrick Ward, another wide receiver, the third wide receiver on the outside.
Actually, the first one that I think he's forced in there a little bit. There was double coverage. Wayne Kravette looked like when he came out of the break, wasn't ready to slide back to the outside. The ball was thrown to the outside, and it had to be thrown in a hurry because he had pressure.
Jets come in with a share of first place in the AFC East with Miami. At home, they have won 5 consecutive games. They've been brilliant here in the Meadowlands.
They're a good football team. Denver, I think, is the best in the AFC, but right behind them is a group of teams, included in that group, the New York Jets.
Testaverde, the drop play handoff, a great block by Byers, but doesn't pry open enough room. And the former college quarterback, Kerry Joseph, makes the tackle and stops the first down bid by Parcells Jets, and they got a punt again.
Last time they punted, John Kidd was roughed, continued the drive, resulting in a field goal for New York. Seattle's defense is doing a good job.
They are indeed. And they're not talked about much coming in, so the Jets can't cash in on the interception by Glenn. Here's the punt by Kidd, 21-yard line retrieval by Galloway. And he's up the sideline and near the 32-yard line, a return of 12 yards. Not a good sign as Aaron Glenn is wheeled off the floor of the Meadowlands.
Taco Bell.
Kevin Harlan, Sam White here at Giants Stadium. Ray Mickens now takes the place of the injured Aaron Glenn, who has just been carted into the Jets locker room. They are taking x-rays, a sprained right ankle, the initial diagnosis on Aaron Glenn. That is a big loss in the secondary for the Jets.
Well, it complicates their coverage calls because they were going to leave Aaron Glenn one-on-one and help Otis Smith a little bit, something that Joey Galloway was hoping for. Here are the quarterback comparisons.
Handoff on 1st and 10 goes to Ricky Waters and Victor Breen there to stop him. Rick Lyle, kind of a journeyman defensive lineman, also with the stop and a gain of about a yard. And scores from New York come in front of you. You can see New England on top of Pitt, where the Steelers are about as up and down a team as you're going to find in the NFL this year.
They're hard to predict. I tell you, they've got good players and they got a terrific coach and a lot of heritage, but
look at the Colts on top of Atlanta in Atlanta. Second down and 11. Play action by Kitten. Here comes Cass Kitten. There goes the pass. He completes it to Pritchard, covered by Otis Smith, and a gain of 8. I don't know how Kitten got that ball away. This kid stands in the pocket as well as any young quarterback in the NFL.
There's Cass Kitten coming from the outside. And watch, he's got to throw into the press. He can sense that. Now, he's not looking at it, but let me tell you, as a quarterback, you can feel it. You can hear it. Sometimes you can actually smell it coming at you. It's so close. Cass Kitten full speed on the blitz. A linebacker should be picked up generally by a running back. That time it was not.
Kitten is 7 of 9. The pitch out to Waters on 3rd down. Looks like he's short by a half yard.
You know, the New York Jets give Seattle and Dennis Erickson a lot of problems defensively because they use a lot of personnel combinations. They'll have 3 linebackers, 4 linebackers, 2 linebackers. Now they've lost, of course, Aaron Glenn as a defensive back, so they're not going to use those 3 defensive backs as much as they might have this against Seattle this week, the rest of the game anyway. But when you've got a lot of different personnel, it's hard to identify who's rushing and who's not, and therefore who's going to block those rushers.
And I can only imagine for a young quarterback how complex that's got to be to deal with in such a short amount of time. And you can see they're short by about 2 football length, and so it looks like they're going to punt. Probably the wise thing to do.
Well, it is. And, you know, in predicting the outcome of a ball game, you look at matchups. And when you get a young quarterback against a complex defense, the advantage goes big time to the defense. And you get a young quarterback against a team that's maybe better than they are, but he knows what's coming, at least he has a chance to react.
First punt today by Seattle. Deep back Leon Johnson. Jeff Fiegels was signed as a free agent. Comes from Arizona. And he's coming off the best game in about a month He's had punting the football. More of a finesse type punt. And this was high and hanging, and Johnson gets a great block on the play and takes it from the 11 up to the 17. A 5-yard return on the 44-yard punt by Jeff Feagles. Leon Johnson, the versatile one.
Remember this? Back in 1969, Joe Namath in the Super Bowl. Classic throwing motion.
Don Maynard.
Don Maynard. One of the few times he didn't wear Texas boots.
There's Keith Byers.
He's still around.
Emerson Boozer, number 41 then. Keith Byers now, and there you see the famed number 12 in the Namath on the back, the retired number here with the Jets. 1st and 10 for Vinny Testaverde. Winding up and throws. He's got his tight end Kyle Brady. Fumbles the ball. Seattle has retrieved it. And it's picked up by Chad Brown. It's the 2nd Jets turnover today. And it's down at the 48. Brady, who's having a breakthrough season, disappoints Bill Parcells with the turnover. The Jets came into today +3 and perhaps is the hottest team in the AFC.
Right here, there's Chad Brown. He told us last night, he said, you know, I do everything. I'm all over the field. And this guy backs it up. Not only does he rush the quarterback on occasion, he's back deep center field in coverage. A beautiful throw by Testaverde and a catch, but on contact, the ball came loose. I used to tell the guys, as soon as you catch the ball in the middle of the field, hug it, just like you would you're hugging your child. Do not let that ball go. You're going to get hit quick in the middle.
From the 48, 1st and 10, hitting a quick throw. Nice leaping catch made by Pritchard. He's down to the 42. I think we said Emerson Boozer. Of course, we're talking about Matt Snell, number 41, who was with Namath, Maynard back in that miraculous season in the late 60s. Emerson Boozer was around at the same time. This is a team which has great history, the Jets.
I remember when I was in college, I got a brochure from the Jets that had Matt Snell's picture on the front of it. I thought I was in big time. I was back at Furman University, and I got something from the New York Jets.
2nd and 4, handoff to Waters. And he's down to the 39. Of course, that team was coached by Weeb Ewbank, the late Weeb Ewbank.
One of the most respected guys in the history of the game. One of the most loved guys in the history of the game. Not just by his players, but just everybody that was around him.
Bill Parcells came here. He liked what that uniform looked like back then. They'd gone away from that look in the 80s and early 90s, and they changed here just a short time ago at the end of this season. 3rd and a long run. It's a handoff going to Waters, who tried to climb his way inside the 39, had to get to the 38, and again appears to be shy. Anthony Pleasant was in the bottom of that pile. Brian Cox is still in there, number 51, jawing away at Waters.
I think he's short on this one. Now, Dennis Erickson's got to decide what to do. I would, if he asked my advice, I'd say pin these guys back. He's not taking my advice. He's putting 2 tight ends in, and here goes a 4th down and less than 1. Seattle is 0-3 on 3rd down, and 3rd and 1, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1. Now they try it on 4th down.
4th down inside the 39. The pitch out to Waters. A punt from his corner, and he's got it. And there he goes. He'll be gone for the touchdown. Ricky Waters. A 39-yard touchdown run, a season long.
Big gamble for Dennis Erickson. And it paid off. That's the 3rd big play touchdown for Seattle today. Breaks tackles right there. Nothing but a clean break. Victor Green, who's the leading tackler on the New York Jets team, and Ricky Waters runs right through the arm tackle. Little pitch to the left. Nothing shortened up the middle. Took the angle off tackle. Ricky Waters, one of the best. Arguably, you'd have him in the backfield on any team in the National Football League.
Extra point by Peterson is good. Go back to last week when Waters did not get the ball on a 3rd and 1, then a 4th and short. He complained vehemently. This time they pitch it to him and he answers with a 39-yard touchdown.
Just a moment ago, the Jets have 5 defensive linemen down. Now watch the left tackle and the left guard. This left tackle is Jones, Walter Jones, and Pete Kendall at left guard. There's the scrape. There's the key block right there. Now it's arm tackles from Victor Green and Ricky Waters. A gamble Kendall, Kevin, what's your name? What's your name? Kevin?
Call me Kevin if you wish.
Pete Kendall's block, I'm thinking about it. But a gamble on 4th down pays off. There's 3 big plays for Seattle.
Kickoff by Peterson with Glenn out. They put back Ward, and it's Leon Johnson that returns this one. And he's up to the 23. So with the Glenn injury, and he is still in the locker room getting the ankle x-rayed, they've got to switch up their kickoff return as well. Well, if you're tired of laughing at your own family, try laughing at his. And a Seahawk is shaken up at the 22. Max Strong, the fullback.
Special teams player. The defense now of Seattle back in their court again. They've done a terrific job all day long. When the big plays have come, they've knocked the ball loose. Last time from Kyle Brady down the middle on a good pass from Vinny Testaverde. And then the Seattle Seahawks on the offensive side of the ball, they've just had those 3 big plays. 2 plays, starting with a young quarterback, throwing the ball down to Joey Galloway, who's one-on-one with Aaron Glenn. 70, 57, and 39 yards for their 3 touchdowns.
Galloway with the long touchdown receptions. Ricky Waters with the long touchdown run. They've spent a lot of money to reconstruct this Seattle team. Over the years, last 2 years in particular, $74 million.
Okay, and I will tell you this, they've got a lot of things in place. Ready to go. This is one of the teams that's
Seattle.
One of the teams that's right on the edge of being a big-time winner. They're still in the hunt this year.
Injury timeout charge to Seattle. Weaving up the middle with the first down, gain of 19 for number 19 up to midfield.
Keyshawn Johnson this time in the slot. He's just going to be a quick lookie inside. The quarterback has the option to throw it quick if he's there. If not, he goes through another progression.
First and 10 throw. This one is caught at the 44-yard line by rarely used Alex Van Dyke, just his 2nd reception of the year. He was taken in the same draft with Johnson. He's the all-time NCAA receiving record holder.
And the Jets take a timeout after that completion.
This is a timeout. Charge to the Jets. NASDAQ Amex halftime. Jim Nance and the crew with all kinds of information, scores and highlights. Special report from Denver on the Chiefs and Broncos game later today. 2nd down 4. Inside the Seahawks 44. The pass underneath caught by Dedrick Ward. In his ever-expanding role as a 3rd wide receiver, picks up 9. Another Jets first down.
They're emptying the backfield. The Seattle Seahawks are bringing a lot of people. One-on-one on the outside. Vinny's finding the matchup.
He's gone to 8 different receivers. There's this one outside on 1st and 10. That pass is caught this time by Alex Van Dyke. His 2nd catch of the game, his 3rd of the year, his 2nd on this drive. And he picks up about 6, so we'll call it 2nd down and 4 from the 29-yard line.
Closing in on 40 seconds.
2 timeouts remaining for the Jets. Leon Johnson, a mammoth hole, and he takes it down to the Seattle 20. He gets a first down.
Vinny Testaverde immediately turns to the referee, calls timeout with 34 seconds left. Another little sign of a veteran football player at work. He didn't go chase the ball and try to find somebody to call time. He just turns calmly to the referee who's standing right beside him and calls timeout.
Jets have 1 timeout remaining.
John Hall ready to come in if they need him for a field goal. They're still thinking, though, maybe extra point here. Seattle making a couple of changes in their defensive line, giving a little rest. With Dan Saliamua out, it hurts their rotation. They like to have a lot of substituting in that defensive line because they got so many big guys, Cortez Kennedy and Sam Adams, and they need the rest. They need to take a blow.
There's the East, where the Jets in Miami lead by a single game over both New England and Buffalo. Show you the strength of the division. The Colts right now are whipping Atlanta down in Atlanta. Atlanta leads the NFC West.
Every game in December is so much more important.
First down and 10, 7th play of the Jets drive. Good block by the rookie Fabini. Buying time for Testaverde, who throws a pass, and it's caught at the 6-yard line by Wayne Corbett. A gain of 14 yards. First and goal, Jets. They've got 1 timeout remaining. The clock is down to 19 seconds. Testaverde will try to get at least this one into the end zone. Lofting it for Johnson. The defender fell, but he again catches it out of bounds. Terry McDonald McDaniel was covering Johnson. A little bit too much lead time on the pass from Testaverde.
Terry McDaniel at 5'10", going up against Keyshawn Johnson. Good call here, because this is a time when you might see the ball just spike, where they just try to kill the clock, and sometimes the defense will go to sleep. This time the defense doesn't go to sleep, they just fall down. But the ball is thrown just out of bounds.
And Johnson missed on a similar one earlier in the game.
Very close. The ball's got to be thrown right along that sideline, and the job, of course, for the receivers to try to stay in bounds, but that ball just took him out.
Seattle utilizes their final timeout of the first half. They lead it 21-10 on 2 long touchdown passes and a 39-yard touchdown run by Ricky Watters. I'd have to say this is pretty much a surprise in the NFL here at Giant Stadium this afternoon. Monday on CBS, Raymond's brother just moved into a swinging bachelor pad. And guess who is green with envy? Ray Romano stars in an all-new episode of Monday night's #1 comedy, Everybody Loves Raymond. Mondays, 9 Eastern, 8 Central on CBS.
I have no comment on that, except I'm going to be watching.
You're always watching.
I am. I tell you, there's a lot of good 30 minutes of laughter on CBS.
Congratulations to the CBS Entertainment Division winning the November sweeps.
I think they must have had a little box in my office, or my home there. That's where I've tuned in. 6-yard line. 1 timeout left for the Jets.
Jets took over with 1:56 to play. It's 13 seconds now. Second goal from the 3. 9th play of the drive. Testaverde looking one way, looking the other way. Down the middle he goes. Caught by Johnson. Out of bounds he was. Knocked away. Incomplete. He was whacked by Sean Springs, a Pro Bowler in the making for the Seattle secondary.
Now it's 3rd down. You're on the 6 with 6 seconds left. There is time to get another playoff, but it has to be a quick throw, because you want to leave if it's incomplete. You want to leave yourself a chance to kick the field goal. Bill Parcells is trying to decide if he takes that chance. If there's any delay in the throw, Vinny Testaverde cannot do what he did on the last play. Look for the 2nd, 3rd guy.
For some reason, I like either Crabette or Byers in a situation like this. They seem to be so timely with their receptions.
This will be a quick throw.
3rd and goal from the 6.
No, they forced him out.
They're looking for Byers, and it's incomplete. There's a flag thrown at the 1-yard line. Byers was the intended recipient. The penalty flag is against Seattle. Covering was Chad Brown, 94 on Byers.
Pass interference, defense, number 94. That's an automatic first down.
That'll give them time to kick the field goal. The ball's on the 2-yard line. I mean, it didn't happen in the end zone. Chad Brown covered. Here's the coverage right out here. There's the bump. Brown just arrives a little bit early. He's claiming I'm looking for the ball.
So really almost inconsequential.
It was, because there's 1 second left anyway. They're not getting, had the clock ended though, they would have gotten one more play, but there's still 1 second left for the field goal.
John Hall has already hit one from 20 yards today, and he's good again from 20 yards. So 2 field goals for John Hall, who hit 2 field goals in the first half and 2 more in the second half last week, for a total of 4. And a great performance against Carolina. And those 3 tacked on bring the Jets closer to Seattle. That's the end of the first half with the score: Seattle 21, the Jets 13. Stay tuned for all the scores and highlights on the NASDAQ Amex halftime report after this message and a word from your local CBS station.